Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to talk about 5 characters who have been aging amazingly well in Marvel Contest of Champions. And all these 5 champs, they were released in 2017 or before, and they did not receive any buff or crazy synergy, and they're still very useful to this day. So let me quickly tell you the names of the 5 characters and a little bit about them. So Stark and Spiderman, released back in 2017, very strong, a lot of utility, a lot of damage, recently released as a 6-star. Then we have Magik, best power control character, released back in 2015. A very strong defender as well, especially in lower tiers when you don't have the perfect counter. Then we have Archangel, released in 2017. Insane damage potential, a lot of utility if awakened. And then we have Quake, of course, the best character in the game. Not the best damage, but if you are skilled enough to master her, then she is a cheat code basically. And then we have Hyperion, the cosmic god, a lot of power gain, a lot of damage, very fun to play as well. But before we start, a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Top 11. It is a free-to-play football management game available on iOS, Android and web browsers. In this game, you get to be a manager, and that means you are in charge of everything in your club. You get to sign players, run trainings, set up formations and lead your squad into tournaments. You also get to play against other managers from all around the world. Additionally, you can also play with your friends if you want, and you can team up to form an association. And if you are the competitive type, then there are 4 competitions happening in every single season: the League, the Cup, the Champion League and the Super League. You can also set up a friendly championship and form a league with your friends to decide who is the best football manager among you. If you are a football fan, then you should definitely try out this game, because there is something for everybody, from customizing grounds to collecting jerseys, and the link of this game will be in the description, so make sure to check it out. It will definitely help the channel and everything. And yeah, thanks to Top 11 for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. So the first character that we talk about today is going to be Magik, and it's not even close. She is still the best power control character in the game, and to be fair, she was actually buffed a very long time ago. I wasn't playing the game at that time, but even the buff is so old that it counts. Like, it was way before 2017, I think. And yeah, she is a very solid old is gold kind of character. Her damage, not the best, I have to say this, but everything else except that, like her awakened ability has saved me more times than any other ability. Like, is extremely underrated on offense. Limbo on defense is of course very annoying to deal with, but on offense it saves you potion and it saves you revives as well a lot of times. And the power control, it's just undoubtedly the best. The only one that comes close is Psylocke as a horseman, and then Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, the problem is that if your goal is power control, if you want your opponent to have 0 power, then Magik and Psylocke, they're just way superior. If you want your opponent to not have 3 bars of power, then Dr. Doom is pretty much the best. But usually I'd say when you need a power logger, it's best to just have 0 power at all times, or as less power as possible, and Magik is the best charm for that. So that's why she is still very useful. Was like, I had a 6-star Doom and a 5-star Doom, and still like Magik was my MVP for variant 5, which is the Mystic and Symbiote variant. Next up, we talking about symbiotes, we are going to talk about Stark and Spiderman. He was very famous when he was released. Of course, Blade was also released at pretty much the same time, and they also have a very strong synergy together for both characters. And yeah, his damage was pretty much the best at that time. The only one who came close was Blade himself when he had Danger Sense and those very particular matchups. But Stark and Spider-Man, I'd say, is still probably a good 30-40% of all the people who have cleared Labyrinth. They probably use this guy, and he was a very common rank 5 champions. Like, people either took Blade or they took Stark and Spider-Man. And he's very, like, he is very beginner friendly as well. Like, if you are new, he doesn't have that much health, that's the only con, but the utility that he has is there. The auto evade, the power drain is not the best power control, but it can, like, if you push the opponent to 3 bars of power or something by mistake, if you really want to get that power down, it can help, and you can do it once or twice in medium fight. It comes back in a while. And on top of that, like, you have a reliable stun on the SP1, you have massive SP2s, you have the taunt mechanic, which is very useful in a lot of situations, if especially against defensive AIs. That is something that you are going to experience in like Act 5, Act 4, Act 3, stuff like that. So he's a very beginner friendly character. Next up we have Archangel. Not really going to say much about him. He's the best. He has been aging. Like, if we are talking about who has aged the best, it's Archangel. Like, when he was released around 12.0, he was like, Iceman was released with him, and Iceman was considered the better mutant. And at this point, like, he's top 5 mutant for sure, top 3 for some people, including me. And yeah, Iceman is not even in the top 10, top 20 at least, probably in the top 20, mutant. But yeah, he's just very nice. Shreds pretty much everything. Like, he doesn't see that much gameplay because he finishes the fights extremely quickly. Next up we have Hyperion. Hyperion and Stark and Spiderman, 2 OGs, very useful, being released as 6-star champions. That's pretty huge. And in Hyperion, he is a character who's just fun to use. You have a lot of power gain going. You can spam those special attacks. There is no wrong special. Like, SP1 does a crazy ton of damage, SP2 does a crazy ton of damage, SP3 does some damage, gives you the 3 charges. You can also get some regeneration. It's not great, but it's some regeneration. He's poison immune as well. I say he is a very strong. I don't think he's the best. A lot of people think that now that he is released as 6-star, he's the best cosmic. I don't think that, but he's definitely top 5. And next up, we have pretty much the best character in the game. And if you disagree, well, she's not the best character in the game for me because I'm not that great with her. But if you are, and if you are patient, if you don't mind the play style, she's slow. Kind of similar to Magik. She doesn't have the best damage output, but it's decent. You won't time out. You actually could time out in like map 7 or something, but probably not. Her damage is alright, especially if you're running suicides, but I prefer to run her without suicides because the main point is that you do not have to use potions, and if you are running suicides, then you kind of have to use potions with her. But she is, like, as long as there's no true strike or something, evade counter on like a cold snap, or I don't know, medium attacks can't be evaded or something. If the champion opponent doesn't have that, and most characters, most knows, they do not interfere with her, right? She is the best champion for Act 6, pretty decent for Act 7 as far as I've heard. I didn't use her in Act 7 because, again, I'm not great with her. I don't really enjoy the slow play style, but if you are good with that, like, she is incredible. It is just unquestionable. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And do let me know who are the old characters who are not buffed. Of course, if we count the buffs, then Colossus and Magneto and all the old characters are really good now because of the buffs. But these are the champs that have been aging extremely well in Marvel Contest of Champions, in my opinion at least. And it's not a top 5 list, so this was in no particular order. But once again, thanks to Top 11 for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check them out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this video. Share with the lions. Stay safe. Have a good one, and bye bye.